Well, we've got the chicken soup all cooking. We're making a big pot. You're gonna love this, Cat. Mom's special recipe. 9 hours later. Now it has to defat, and we are going to have perfection when it comes to Jewish cooking. This is so broken down. You see all the chicken? It's completely disintegrated. I don't know how the mushrooms survived. Good stuff. Now onto the meatballs. This is going to be one gigantic meatball. Okay, the meatballs are on, and the sauce is perfect. My grandmother's meatballs, they're sweet and sour, and I have been eating these meatballs every year on Passover since I was born. It's not a Passover without it. And believe me, we're going to be feeding Cat a fantastic meal. Just wait until these are finished. And the soup is perfect. It's nice and golden. The fat is starting to rise. This is as you cool it. And the fat rises to the top, and then you clarify it for a nice, good chicken soup. Jewish chicken soup. Doesn't take the meatballs very long to cook because the sauce is so hot. And I don't cook them all the way through because they're going to cool down and continue that cooking process as they're cooling. So I don't want to make them dry. So we're going to just turn it off. There's a lot of sugar in that sauce, and the sugar stays very, very hot, and that's what helps cook the meat. Next thing I'm cooking is chopped liver, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's a very traditional food on Passover, and I use 14 eggs. 2 of them go as garnish. Well, actually, 1 goes as a garnish. 1 is roasted afterwards as part of the Passover ceremony. And a dozen go into 2 small containers, well, the pint-sized containers of the liver. With a whole onion, salt it up, fry it up, salt it up, and it's perfect. Oh, and the last thing you have to do is grind it. You can't mash it, mush it. It must be ground to get it to the perfect consistency. The next thing on our list to cook is chopped liver. And it's not the prettiest dish that I make, but traditionally it's a must on the Passover table, at least in my family. And we do traditional, so I cook it from scratch. Chopped liver is equivalent to pate, and it's an acquired taste. And I do realize that. I also serve something called gefilte fish, which is a whitefish and pike served cold with some carrots and horseradish. It's really, really good if you grew up on it. A lot of people don't like it, and whoever doesn't like it doesn't eat it. Okay, I cook these with large onions in them because the whole entire thing is going to be ground up eventually into like a paste. So I just cook the onions so that they flavor the liver, and then they all go in the grinder, along with a dozen eggs. Okay, this is just about cooked. I'm going to let it cool down slightly. As it cools down, it will cook till the very end so that the chicken livers are really sweet and tender. The onions have been steamed in the, I guess, the broth, and we're going to put that in the grinder, grind it up, add the eggs, and we have another part of the meal done. I know what it looks like, okay? But it don't taste the same. This is a very traditional way of doing it, except my grandmother used to grind it up with a hand grinder. But of course, I have a modern day KitchenAid. And I know it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but oh, if you grew up on this stuff, it tastes so good, especially when it's homemade. You can get this in any deli counter across the country. It doesn't taste the same as mine. I make it the best. I don't add any salt to it until it's cold, so that I get the right amount. Some people cook with it in it. I don't. This is why I cook the day before. Now you could see the oils from the meat rising to the top. And once that goes into the fridge and it cools down, it's going to make a layer that I just have to spoon away. And then the whole sauce is not fatty, it's just juicy. And the same thing goes for the chicken soup. You can see the fat is rising to the top. Now, I can't put this in my fridge until it's close to room temperature, or it'll raise because there's so much. This is like, I think this is 9-quart pot. And so it would raise the temperature of my refrigerator up too high. So I have at least another hour. I started cooking at like 3 in the afternoon, and it is 12:45 right now at night. And I only made 3 things. Tomorrow I have to make the main meal. So those are my 3 things that I do the day before. Tomorrow, the roast, the potatoes, the green beans, and all that good stuff. The matzo balls will all get made tomorrow. And the soup and the meatballs will be clarified. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, I just want to catch you up on a couple of things. I was going to do the fire video today, except I remembered last night, today is Passover. So yesterday I spent from like 3 o'clock in the morning till like 12:30 at night cooking. And that's only half my meal. I'm exhausted. Too tired to color. Actually, I'm too tired to finish editing the video. I'm like delirious. But do you guys remember when I was working on this picture? Well, what had happened, was the tooth on this picture was not very good. The picture was gorgeous. The book is just beautiful. This is Mysteria, and loved it, but I lost the tooth on it, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So what did I do? I got some products being delivered today, and we're going to look at it on this picture to see if I can get that tooth back. So that's going to be coming up. What else? I will put the fire video out sometime this weekend. I'm going to be with family tonight and tomorrow. And I'm also cooking for a friend, a YouTube friend. She moved to Vegas, and she's had a little rough year. So, and she also has a little bit of problems with her legs. So we have a lot of stairs here. So what we arranged was I was going to cook her a meal. So I'm going to let her take over after with the video, and I will leave her URL in the description, and you could see the start to finish of our little holiday, separate but together. And she's going to be with another woman. Well, my friend's name is The Glamorous Life. Cat, you can call her Cat. And her friend, Vegas Vixen, is going to try some Jewish food for the first time. And I did a very traditional meal on purpose because Kat is Jewish and she likes the traditional foods, but Rory, on the other hand, maybe not so much. So I included a lot of things that will be like first time taste testing things. So that should be fun. So the rest of the video I'm putting out there as my prep. I will be back to giving you coloring lessons, I promise. At least by Monday. I don't know if I'm going to take off Easter because I have a mixed family, so I'm not sure 100% sure what I'm doing yet on Easter. So I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.